So Patrice Cullors has been, definitely spoken about, on this platform a few times. I know Sister Demetria had posted a video about her and all, her situation with the homes and how that's being exposed. And we'll kind of revisit that, here on this video. But people laughing at Patrice Cullors here because there was a video that was posted to Twitter. And I want you to watch this video that Patrice Cullors put up and look at what the title's going to be and look at the end of the video what she's going to be focusing on. But let's go ahead and roll that clip.
Cullors, and welcome to Fuck White Supremacy, Let's Get Free with the Hammer Museum. I want you all to step in wherever you are and do the electric slide with me. This performance is for every single person who is being impacted by white supremacy. Every single person that's being impacted by COVID-19, by sexism, homophobia, transphobia. Let's dance together.
So after we watched, our sister Patrice Cullors cut a jig on this particular, video. I mean, boy, she was cutting a jig for real. I mean, she talking about electric slide. There was no electric slide. You was cutting a jig. You was acting like Bobby Shmurda when he was dancing for them folks. On them record labels, just cutting the jig in front of them people. Now, you was up here saying F white supremacy, but then you go buy a home and go stay in a neighborhood where there's only 1% black people in the whole area. But you talking about F white supremacy. But we will get to you, Patrice, a little later on that. But toward the end of this video, did you hear her say that what the things that white supremacy is affecting? She mentioned COVID, which COVID's affecting everybody. So you can't say just white supremacy on that. She says sexism. She says homophobia. She says transphobia. Now, I'm going to tell you this, Patrice Cullors and Black Lives Matter. Our issues as black people has nothing to do with the bedroom, our genitalia, or anything related to that. That's not our issue. Our issue is state-sanctioned genocide. And the politicians that support state-sanctioned genocide on both sides of the aisle, including Jim Crow Joe. What did he say? He said when they was talking about during George Floyd that they need to end qualified immunity on these race soldiers, he said, along with Trump, that he don't support ending qualified immunity, meaning he do not support race soldiers being held accountable for the state-sanctioned genocide that they do against black Americans. That's what he said. And he has reiterated that just recently again. You understand? That's our problems. Our problems are jobs. Economics is our problem. We have a wealth gap. Patrice Cullors and Black Lives Matter. But when you guys get $90 million, are you trying to help close the wealth gap? No. Are you guys out here trying to help black businesses that need capital so they can grow? No. Are you out here trying to create schools in the black communities so they don't have to go to schools where they have racist teachers? No. But yeah, you're making a video talking about F white supremacy. No, what you're doing is you get the money, and we talked about this on this channel, how the Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation gave the majority of their money to LGBT organizations, particularly the T, more than any other group. They didn't support black media. We talking about the real black media, not the boule. We talking about black media, they didn't support that. They didn't support no black grassroots. They don't support that either. But she's cutting the jig because if you know the report and you've seen Demetria's report, you know this woman is getting broke off so much with Black Lives Matter that she buying $1 million homes. I mean, all over the place. She even got a home in the Bahamas. She's doing very well with Black Lives Matter. Okay? So the thing is, to me, all this is more so insulting to black people. And with black people, what you have to do now the cat's out the bag. They got the $90 million. They didn't give nothing to black folk. They come out after the pressure was put on them to say, okay, we're going to have this $21.7, million grant and we're going to give it to 30 black-led organizations. Who are the black-led organizations? You never said that. How can you get the money? No, you already chose your friends. You chose them. You didn't say it was up for black people in general to get that may have businesses or different. No, 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 no. They didn't do it that way. They already handpicked them. And we know that who controls the purse strings is the Mzungu, liberal. Patrice Cullors and all the faces you see are what you call controlled opposition, okay? See, she'll sit up there and say white supremacy, and then she goes sit up there and cut deals with white supremacy too. So white supremacy can't be that bad, Patrice Cullors, and the rest of your ilk that follow you. It can't be that bad. Now, I'm not just trying to pick on her, but come on, this video, you know, all this talking, you talking about if white supremacy, but then you talking about the bedroom or something with gender. That is not black people's issue. We don't have those issues and problems. Black people aren't getting killed for what they do in their bedroom. And people in the LGBT community who's black get killed too by race soldiers. Many of them have been killed, been pulled over for nothing and got gunned down. What they do in the bedroom, did that save them that day? No. Because in America, in a white supremacist system, we talking about the real system, you know, they feel this is the hatred. This color on black people, this is what they hate. And the thing is, this controlled opposition, those black folk, you see, if you seeing too many, if you seeing them being on the mainstream media too much, if you see them not getting any pushback, the mainstream media not being nasty with them, they controlled opposition. When something happened, oh, let's look to them, controlled opposition. And we always talk about the sellouts like the Candace Owens and the Larry Elders and all these people, and everybody rag on them. But you don't talk about that controlled opposition that's actually worse. At least I respect Candace Owens enough to say what she's going to say publicly, and you know what she's talking about, or Larry Elder, or Jesse Lee Peterson. They're saying it. These people are sitting up here trying to sound like the grassroots, but no different than Candace Owens, Larry Elder, and the rest of them, because they're selling you out. They're worse. They're being used to sound like the grassroots, but sell you out at the end of the day. I always tell people, show me any person that's speaking up for the community, that's really speaking up. They're not going to have this big groundswell support from corporations. It's not going to happen. It's not. And if corporations are supporting them, it's going to be behind the scenes. That's how they're going to do it, because they really don't want to be attached to somebody that's really speaking up like that, even if they really support you doing that. They don't want to say, listen, we'll give it to you, but let's keep this on the low. You know, can you sign this NDA just to say you're not going to say nothing and we'll give you these funds? Because they know they'll be punished in a system of white supremacy for really supporting true black grassroots movements. Same thing. You know that cutting the jig Roland Martin did with Hillary Clinton? That was embarrassing. I don't even see how black folks even listen to him after him cutting a jig like that for Hillary Clinton. He cut a jig with Hillary Clinton on TV, on a black network at that, and it didn't even make sense. I've never seen him cut a jig with nobody else like he cut a jig with that woman. Controlled opposition. See, they have to cut a jig for Master, to let Master know, I'm controlled opposition. You can give me money. I'm good. I sound like them. I'll keep them food. I'll get them, you know, I'll get their souls to the polls for you, Master. Y'all got to be careful with that controlled opposition. I'm going to repeat this again. They're worse than the Candace Owens and the Larry Elders and all the Jesse Lees and all that. Listen, I've been on Jesse Lee's show. I respect Jesse because Jesse's straight up with his. I can respect that. I have no problem. When I meet Jesse, I laugh with Jesse, actually. He's funny. I know what he on. You know, he is. He's not really too aggressive on something. He just say what he say. It's funny to me. Y'all see my videos of Jesse Lee Peterson. I have no problem with Jesse Lee. But we know what Jesse Lee do. We know how he get his money. And he said that you can't beat him, join him. Hey, respect Jesse on that. I laugh at Jesse with that. But the situation with the controlled opposition, ladies and gentlemen, this is how you, at your hurt and pain, and want to help black people, give $90 million, and that's how they finesse. Even the 16 chapters of Black Lives Matter couldn't even get a dime. They wonder where the money at. But Patrice Cullors cutting the jig because she like that house in the Bahamas she got. And she like them houses that she got in LA, and she got one house in Georgia where she have a strip for airplanes. Now ask her how many black folks that flew to that house. So what I'm saying to you, ladies and gentlemen, with this, you can't be saying F white supremacy, but you control the opposition and you work for white supremacy. You just use to fool your people. A sleeper agent, whatever you want to call them, which is utterly sad. Sad and despicable. See, we've been having this in the black world for a long time, this selling out. And I say the black world, not just black America. It happens in the Caribbean. It happens on the continent of Africa. It happens in Latin America too, where black folks is there. We always selling each other out. You'd be more respected as a man or a woman when you stand on your square and you get it on how you live. The Lord can bless you. You ain't got to sell yourself out to white supremacy. You don't have to do that. Actually, white supremacy will respect you more if you don't sell out. But hey, cutting the jig, that's what y'all like to do. But, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about the situation with the controlled opposition. And one telltale sign, they're cutting the jig for them folks. Roland, Patrisse, which y'all sound like grassroots, but at the end of the day, you had a luncheon, rubbing shoulders with them folks.